Listen carefully. Passion makes suffering look like entertainment. Correct me if I'm wrong here. That's what the word passion literally means in Latin. It means literally to suffer, but it still means passion. It's still the same word. Like if you love something, the pain you go through is called entertainment. I hate shopping. I call it torture. My wife calls it entertainment. What are men passionate about?
Sports.
We like sports. As a junior in high school, y'all don't laugh at this. Don't make fun of me, okay? I'm real sensitive, I think. So as a junior in high school, I was 6'3" and weighed 135. Don't do it. Don't refrain. So watch this now. I had big curly hair, so my nickname was Mop. I mean, I look like that right there. Sideways. So, I mean, I had to run around to get a shower. I mean, I was a skinny dude, okay? And I had to run around the shower to get wet. I mean, I was a skinny dude because the street missed me. That's a little bit funny. But, my nicknames were Blade, Lanky, Garden Hose. Those were my nicknames. Between my junior in high school and my senior year, I grew 3 inches to 6'6" and gained 70 pounds in 3 months. It's like someone, I put a lot of weight on. I couldn't jump, but at least I couldn't run either. So let's be consistent. So, so I got a scholarship to play football in college at Furman. I went to Furman. I wanted to start as a freshman, so I went out to the beach in Wilmington, North Carolina, where I lived at the time, and put on several pairs of sweatpants, several jackets, several coats, filled up all my pockets with as much sand as I could get in my pockets, put on my dad's big work boots, made myself as heavy as I could get, marked off the line in the deep part of the sand. I did this at night because if you do it during the day, they'll put you in prison. So I did it in a line, put another line a quarter mile away, and ran quarter mile sprints, that little stopwatch. The first one I ran was 92 seconds. I mean, you can walk backwards faster than that. That was molasses slow. So I got to get better. Ran it a second time, developed a cramp or stitch. Ran it a third time. I had eaten dinner way too close in proximity to me running. My dinner revisited me. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes like a hose, sometimes like an umbrella. If it's a hose, you can sign your name. Adrian was here. And that actually turns into like glassware in the sand. Okay, so I wipe out my mouth. This is my goal all summer long. I'd run until I throw up, and then run 3 more on top of it. That year, that summer, I increased my bench press by 120 pounds. I decreased my 40-yard dash speed by 0.7 of a second. And came in and reported as a football. Now, what is that called? When I run and throw up, I'd come home and brag to my buddies, I threw up tonight. And they go, top! We have a big celebration because I threw up. What is that called? That's called passion. Finish the sentence. No pain.
No pain.
Everybody knows that. That's what the word passion means. Passion makes suffering look like entertainment. If you love a sport, the work, the pain, the sweat, the blood, the tears, all of that stuff called entertainment if you love it. You want more, give me more. The prima donnas on the team, they don't like that stuff. They kind of just kind of say, man, come on, oh, I got to do so hard, coach. You know who was always the second person on every football championship team? The second person, not ever, most of the time, the second person to get Gatorade back after the head coach. Anybody know who it is? Take a guess. What's second job, the job on the football program? Who do you think it'd be?
Assistant coach?
No assistant coaches.
Offense.
Not offensive coordinator. No, not defensive coordinator.
Captain.
Do what?
The captain.
No, not the captain. When you're training for war, hey, come on in, welcome Mose, how you doing? When you're training for war, the drill sergeant is hated by every soldier. Everybody hates him. But when you're in battle and bullets are flying by your head, everybody loves him. So who do you think gets the second Gatorade bath? The strength coach. Why? Because you hate your strength coach. Why you make me run so hard? I gotta run so hard. But when you're in battle, when you come down with a rebound, and you low man up, when that happens, strength coach, hey, good job, strength coach. You see what I'm saying? See, passion makes something look like entertainment. Why are there so few people today passionate for Jesus? I mean, why is that? Why do we have the biggest population of sissy people on the planet when it comes to Christianity? A bunch of pansy faces. I want to punch them in the mouth. You know what I'm talking about? Love them. The Bible says to be slow to lay hands. I don't want to do it slow. I want to punch. Dare someone be a sissy for Christ. I mean, what the... what is that? What is that? One time I was handing out Bible tracts in a big parking lot full of a bunch of high school kids. I'm kind of tall, and if I hold my stomach, I'm going to go 3 inches. And so I'm working my way across it. You laugh at my jokes. Okay, so I'm working my way across the parking lot, and I was handing out Bible tracts and whatnot, and all the students. I got to the other side. This van from an inner city gang came driving by. They started cursing the guys I was sharing Jesus with. I said, man, shut up and get out of here. Let's tell you about Jesus. You want me to tell you about Jesus? So they took off. They wanted to do that stuff. So, I mean, I should do some of that stuff before I got saved. So I understand that drinking and doing drugs and fighting in bars. I understand it. So they went on the other side. They cursed some kids on the other side of the parking lot. Those kids cursed back. The van stops. 8 guys get out with their clubs and knives. I said, uh-oh, I know it's getting ready to happen now, big old gang fight. I dropped my Bible tracts. I used to do some of that stuff before I got saved, so I ran as fast as I could and jumped and landed in the middle of what was getting ready to be a big fight. I said, okay guys, listen up, before you fight, let's pray. Dear God, you know, you can close your eyes and still be able to see. Man, I'm not gonna close my eyes when someone got a ball bat in their hand. I'm not gonna go, Lord, you can stop that ball bat. I mean, I'm gonna get out of that. I'm a smart people. Okay, so I said, dear God, please bless these guys in this fight. Please don't let them die. But if they do die, don't let them go to hell. I started preaching the gospel while I was praying. Half the guys that I'd already talked to took off running for their lives. That's Angel, let's get out of here. They were more afraid of me than the gang dudes. The gang guys started circling around me. The leader of the gang is 6'3", pretty tall. He had a little some tattoos and some piercings. So he comes up to me, he starts bumping me while I'm praying. Hey man, you better shut up, dog. He comes and starts hitting me with his shoulder. You better shut up, man. You listen, man. I ain't afraid to go back to prison. I'll cut you. Now, there's 2 things I discern from that. Discernment's a gift from God, so don't make fun of me. 2 things I discern from it. Number 1, I discerned that he had just got out of prison. It's a gift from God. Number 2, I discerned that he wasn't afraid to cut me. Now that became real when he took a knife out of his back pocket and held it right up against my gut. This Latino guy who doesn't care about going to prison kind of thing is what he told me. Holding a knife right up against my gut, saying, I'm afraid to cut. What do I say to the guy? I'm 6'6", weigh 240 pounds. Shut your face, pounds. I mean, if he takes me out, he solidifies his position as leader of this gang. Am I right? That reminds me of that commercial. Joanne, is that you? You don't look a day over 70, am I right? That's a funny commercial. Okay, am I right here? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, this guy, so what do I say to the guy? He's got a knife stuck to my belly. All of my buddies and my roommates and stuff who were out there together, they're all going, no! Everyone knows I'm. So all I said was, well, go ahead and cut me. Jesus died for me. I know for a fact he loves me. You have no idea what Jesus thinks about you. So the only chance you have is if you cut me. So you need to cut me because with my dying words, I'm going to tell you how much the Lord loves you. I know Jesus loved me because he died for me on the cross. He bled for me. I'll bleed for you. You need to stop messing around and cut me. I started leaning on the knife. The guy puts the knife away and says, you're weird. I said, don't you want to give me a hug? He reaches up and hugs me and whispers in my ear, nobody's ever hugged me before. I said, well, I'm sorry about that, dog. You want to give your life to Christ? He said, yeah. And he and 3 of his buddies, when the police cars were flying in there because someone from the Piggly Wiggly called about the gang fight in their parking lot. Piggly, why would you name a store Piggly Wiggly? What does that mean? Actually, it's probably a good idea. You get a lot of food because you're a pig. So watch it now. So the police cars were coming in, bad boy, what you gonna do? They're flying in, and I don't watch that, but I just like the song. So they're flying in, and I'm sitting there praying for this guy on his knees, and he and 3 of his buddies, and I see the cars coming in. This police guy gets out of the car, starts running towards us with his billy club. He sees it's me praying with the guys. He's a deacon in my church. He stops and goes, oh, I start yelling at the other guys. They get back in their cars and take off. He comes over and he puts his hand on my back and says, Lord, help Adrian make this one a good one. Listen, let me explain something to you. Passion makes suffering look like entertainment. Everybody is going to suffer. Everybody. There's not a person on this planet, the richest person, the poorest person. Everybody suffers. What do you do with it? What do you do with it? You have to be a woman of passion. Paul was beaten 40 lashes minus 1 5 times. That's when they take a body, tied up to a post, the body stretched out taut, They take this cat of nine tails, like a microphone inside, with 9 leather straps came out of it. Many times those leather straps were baked in clay in the sun. At the top of the straps, some sharp piece of metal, 4 inches down, be a metal ball, another sharp piece of metal, another metal ball, and it was like metal ball, sharp piece of metal, metal ball. So the cord would hit him on his back, bruise or contuse the muscle in the back. The pieces of metal, sharp piece of metal, would whoop on the front, grab the front, shred the front, shred the back. The person would, the soldier would crawl up, get his momentum going, and would go, wham! Hit the guy as hard as it could. As hard as he could. 40 lashes minus 1. So 40 lashes minus 1 is 39. There's 9 stripes. 9 straps is called a cat of 9 tails. 9 leather stripes per blow times 39 is 351 stripes on the body. 351 stripes, shredded marks. Paul received that 5 times. That's 1,755 stripes. The next verse he says, he was beaten 3 times with a rod. So 8 times he was beaten. Stranded day and night in the open sea. He'd been stoned once. Danger from rivers, and danger from countrymen, danger from bandits, and danger in the city, danger in the country, and danger from false brothers. All this torture, all this pain and stuff. What did Paul call it? In the next chapter he says, I delight in weaknesses, in insults, and persecutions, and troubles. All that stuff that happened to me, I delight in it. What does that mean? What kind of joy is it that counts it a blessing to suffer? Well, it's the same we do in sports. If there is no pain, there's no gain. Why can't we do that in everything we do in life? Why can't we do that for God? I mean, He made us. I've had 8 debates in my life. I had one here at Winthrop one time, a little while ago, against some professors on creation versus evolution. I don't know if you'd like to put that on camera for all of the most. So watch this now. And for some reason, God gave me favor. I've had 8 debates on whether or not, we're being created versus evolved and so on and so forth. And every time I've won. Why? Because I know for a fact you were made. You're not an accident. I mean, you're amazing. Amazing creation. So why wouldn't I want to get better for Him? Why wouldn't I want to improve for Him? Play for my coach, my head coach. With everything I got inside me. Paul says, I delight. And what does the word delight mean? Like, I delight in chocolate cream pie. If you put a chocolate cream pie on top of my head, my tongue would slap my brains out trying to get to it, and I would die. And you go to prison for a long time. Manslaughter. Something bad. That's not the word delight. Back when I first started being a chaplain for South Carolina, the first year that Lou Holtz was there, they were 0-11. My first year was the next year, the year 2000. And we won the first 3 ball games. You thought the second coming happened. It was like, good, they won. The 4th game was against Mississippi State, number 6 in the nation. There's no way we're going to beat them, they said. But there's a thing called a chicken curse. Have any of you guys ever heard of the chicken curse at South Carolina? You've heard of the chicken curse? There's a thing called, very famous, chicken curse. Headlines of the paper every day. I said, curse, man, that's my job as a chaplain. So I fasted for a week, praying and fasting, saying, Lord, please, don't let this curse happen. If there is any kind of curse, I don't really believe in this stuff. I don't really care. But just in case anything evil attacking, don't let it attack. So I'm on my face, and what I would do in the locker room is after the players leave, I was on my face praying for the team like this. How you doing? I appreciate that. Okay. So I get up, walk out of the locker room. They're already on the field and celebrate whatever. So I walk out in the field, and I have this weird, I don't know what to call it. I'm not a prophet, so I can't tell the future, but something weird happens to me. I walk up to our 4th-string quarterback, and I say this to him. I got this weird feeling we're going to need you in this game. Stay loose. That's the worst thing you could ever say to a 4th-string quarterback. He's not only not going to ever see the field, he can't see. He's too short, can't see over the line. I mean, he's not going to play. We're playing Mississippi State on ESPN. I mean, what he's not going to play? In the second quarter, true story, he's over there the entire game. The entire game we're going, oh dear, what have I done? I don't know. The second quarter, our 1st-string quarterback goes down. True story. In the 3rd quarter, our 2nd-string quarterback goes down. In the 4th quarter, with 1:05 in the game, oh my goodness, our 3rd-string quarterback On 3rd and 10, goes down. It's 4th and 10. A minute 5, we're down by 5. We're on the 42-yard line. Eric Kimber, Eric, get up here. 4th string quarterback, he's sweating, he's loose. He's sweating like a pig right now. Coach says, Eric, get up here. What do you want to throw? Well, Coach, I'm loose, I can throw it deep. All we need is 10 yards, Eric. We need to get a touchdown. All we need is 10 yards for a first down. He said, no, they're not going to expect me to be loose. Let me throw it deep. So he drops back, throws the ball 65 yards to the corner, when you do the math, corner of the end zone. Jamel Kelly never looks back. And the last second looks up and sees the ball. And Fred Smoot, all-pro defensive back, and the pros for several years, is standing right there next to him. Jamel Kelly reaches up, grabs the ball in the corner of the end zone, like this. Referee goes, "Brrr!" And 85,000 fans go, "Ah!" Screaming and yelling. It felt like Pentecost. Wind was coming out all 4 quarters of the stair going, That's the word delight. It's not, break the praise we're going to Papa John at the church. It's not that. The word delight is, Paul says he delights in suffering. That's the word passion. Drives me crazy when somebody comes in the paint. Who's my centers in here? One of my centers. Forwards. When someone comes in the paint, and nobody reminds them that it's yours. Drives me crazy. That was my job. I help you understand, that's my paint. This is your floor. I mean, you guys think you're down? Yes, no question you are down. But what does passion do? It makes suffering look like entertainment. You go to a new level. Why? Because God knows 20 years from now for you. This is training. Do you curl up and just get through? Or do you excel? Everybody goes through pain. I met this guy. I went to Egypt a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. They had just had a coup, and they'd thrown out the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt. And I was given a status, honorary Secretary of State from South Carolina to Egypt, and a status, honorary ambassador by Governor Haley. And they gave me all this documents and stuff. So the State Department calls me and says, we can't let you go. So what are you talking about? You have a 50% chance of coming back alive. They're murdering Christians in the streets over there like crazy, by the thousands. We can't let you go. I said, 50% chance? Awesome! That's 50% chance I'm going to come back alive! That's so great! He said, what? I said, don't worry about it. I'll explain it to you later. Then I hang up. My wife said, you can't go. I said, okay. If you change your mind, let me know. I'll go. The last second she changed her mind, so I went. I had 50 cal machine gun pointed right at my head. It was very intense. But I'll never, ever forget it. I was speaking one day there, and the place started shaking. It's really weird. I was speaking about this subject, passion. And those people over there who suffer like crazy understood. This suffering's a gift! And they all started celebrating. And they danced and they sang, and it came up to me, this is bad, don't tell me what I said this. One lady kept doing, oh, a bomb's going to blow up. And right when she did, it's a bomb! I kind of came down, and all the missionaries were going, and it hit me. That's not a bomb thing. That's a Middle Eastern celebration noise. And all of the Christians, non-Christians, everybody does it over there for a celebration. Then I met this guy who had been tortured a month before that for 64 straight days in Libya, beaten every morning and every night. And when he was speaking, he started sobbing, saying, they won't let me back in. What? So I'm changing my name and changing my passport so I can get back in. Because all through my beating, the Lord was with me. And many soldiers came to Christ. Passion. Passion makes something look like entertainment. Oh, you can be a sissy if you want. I hate to say it this way, and I'm gonna offend a few of you. I don't mean to offend you, I'm really, really sorry. But the worst thing on the planet is some sissy, girly basketball player. A woman who plays like a pansy face, you are tough. You get on the floor. It's a game of inches. One more inch and that ball is yours. Call timeout on the floor. I'm sorry, Coach, I don't mean to coach them, but just saying, it's yours. It's yours. This is your place, your house. This is a microcosm of what you think about God. It's time for you to get after it. You smelling it? Let's pray.